The contents of the book is one thing, but also the fact that parents aren't being made aware of what their kids are.
Right. This is. Can you stop, please? Like, these books are on our reading list this year. How just to keep everyone
so you're aware
up
and in
to
the loop.
speed. Yeah. Because they don't bring all their books home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So far I'd say I wasn't aware of it, and I'm okay with parts of that. But yeah, if it's meant for kind of older content, then
Certainly.
Maybe might be a little over the top.
I was drinking my morning coffee and I almost spat it out as I was reading an email from a concerned parent in Alberta. He's a parent of a grade 3 kid, and it turns out a very disturbing book has been distributed to the grade 3 class in Bragg Creek, Alberta. It has themes of polygamy, polyamory, whatever that means. It's about 2 gay couples, one male, one female, who form this sort of polygamous household after winning the lottery and having 7 kids. It has very strange lines about describing how tight the swimsuits are that the transgender child wears. It talks about the smells that the kids experience while they're in bed with the 2 gay dads. It's very strange. It's a very strange book for grade 3 classroom at all, really. And I'm about to hop on the phone with the individual who brought it to my attention, Scott from Bragg Creek. So, Scott, would you be able to tell me exactly what your concerns are with this book?
Well, I mean, the concerns were pointed out to me originally. My son came home with this book to work on, to read. We were supposed to read to him because this is a book that was supposed to be being read to all of the grade 3-4 classes in our school. And what was pointed out to me is my wife read the first page, and the book is about a very mismatched, very uber progressive family based in Toronto. Called the family's called the Lotteries because they've won the lottery. They don't work. They're eco warriors. I'm doing air quotes. And the parents are a lesbian couple and a gay couple with I think 7 kids. That in itself is, to me was, well, that's odd. We're in Alberta. We're not in Toronto. I started reading into the book after I found this out, and it goes much farther than that. One of the characters, the main character in the book, is a 4-year-old child who is transgendered. Every story has a villain, and the villain in this story, and not so much a villain, but the villain, the evildoer in the book, is a conservative grandpa who comes from a traditional background. He has traditional values. And as you get into the book, you start realizing that, this person's a conservative. They use the term conservative in a derogatory manner. They use it as a derogatory term. And so then I started researching the author, and I read a quote right from the author about this book. And the quote is, quote, "I was trying to write a story that epitomizes Canadian liberal values and set in Toronto. I think it's perfectly plausible, yet it's still at the slightly extreme edge, which gives the story an idyllic, magical feel." And it goes on to say, "The issue of gender identity is also addressed. The youngest daughter, Briar, announces at age 3 that she is now identifies as Brian."
So we're standing outside of the school right now, and it's the end of the school day. So parents are coming in their cars to pick up their kids. And I'm going to ask them what they think about this book and if they even know what their kids are reading in school. I'm going to try and stop them as they're coming in. So we'll see if they're willing to talk. Once I read them a few pages, I think that they're going to be as frightened, if not more frightened than I am. The antagonist in the book is an old man is the grandfather with dementia.
Yeah.
And it's all about how he's too conservative for the family that is so progressive, and it sort of vilifies him for both having dementia and being conservative, which is just very strange things to be teaching a child, that people with dementia, are some sort of issue.
Right. Yeah, maybe a little bit of heavy content.
We haven't got to this part yet, though.
Did you start reading this book already?
Yeah.
When?
We only read a couple of pages.
Interesting.
I was actually going to read that book when I was in grade 3-4.
Did anything come home for parents?
No.
In grade 3-4, I was going to read that book.
I don't. Well,
This was on the curriculum last year?
Yes, last year. I was going to read that book in book club.
But they
But
didn't.
you didn't?
No, we didn't.
Interesting.
So this has been on the curriculum for a year.
Maybe might be a little over the top.
So they pulled the book. I don't think the principal said that he hadn't read it, and they're not sure how it got on there.
Right.
But yeah, so that's why we're here, asking
Interesting.
parents if
Okay.
they were
I know
aware
it's
of
in
it,
our
because
library.
Right.
what's the contents of the book is one thing, but also the fact that parents aren't being made aware of what their kids are.
Right. This is. Can you stop, please?
Ah!
Like these books are on our reading list this year. How just to keep
Just so
everyone
you're aware
up
and in
to
the loop.
speed.
Yeah.
Because they don't bring all their books home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So far I'd say I wasn't aware of it, and I'm okay with parts of that. But yeah, if it's
Sure.
meant for kind of older content, then
Certainly. This book, when you read the first few pages of it, you don't realize that it's Marxist indoctrination. It's like an IV drip of small little things that sort of change the way kids think. Oh, it's normal to crawl in and act like puppies between two dads in bed. It's just, it's just a little bit too far every single time. And altogether, it is a massive issue that parents have no idea what their kids are learning in school. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Rebel News. Like I said, we need your help to continue doing journalism like this. If you go to helprebelnews.com, you'll be able to help us continue telling the other side of the story.